beyond France's romantic allure. A darker history bleeds through ancient stones. Imagine whispers carried on cold winds, shadows dancing where tragedy struck centuries ago. Join us as we uncover the most terrifying haunted places across this beautiful yet chilling land. From forgotten castles to bustling cities, prepare to question what truly lies beneath the surface. 15. Château de Montségur, Ariège. The shadows here don't stand still. They whisper tales of ancient sorrow. Imagine yourself ascending the rugged, sun-baked pathways to the formidable Château de Montségur in Ariège, a fortress perched precariously atop a mountain, heavy with the weight of its tragic past. Even before you reach the summit, a distinct chill, sharper than the mountain air, seems to cling to certain corners of the ancient ramparts, a coldness that defies the sun's warmth and pierces to the bone, suggesting an unnatural presence. When the wind howls through the desolate ruins, it carries more than just the sound of nature. It becomes a conduit for faint, disembodied whispers, an indiscernible chorus of ancient prayers and laments that seem to echo from deep within the stone, a ghostly resonance of those who perished here. After the skies unleash a heavy downpour, an unusual acrid scent of sulfur can sometimes be detected, not lingering smoke, but a phantom aroma that hangs briefly in the damp air, hinting at elemental forces or an otherworldly touch. The very atmosphere feels dense, not with fog or dust, but with an invisible, oppressive energy that prickles the skin and raises the hairs on your arms, as if countless unseen eyes are observing your every move, making you profoundly aware that you are not alone in this hallowed, haunted space. 14. Mont Saint-Michel, Normandy. If the ancient walls of Montségur whispered tales of unseen prayers, then our next destination echoes with a more corporeal, yet equally chilling presence. Journey with us to Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, a majestic abbey on an island where the very stones seem to breathe with a forgotten past. As dusk descends and the last crowds dissipate, a profound shift occurs. The soft lapping of the tides against the causeway gives way to an eerie silence, broken only by the distinct phantom cadence of footsteps ascending the worn, ancient stone staircases within the abbey walls. These aren't the hurried steps of tourists, but slow, deliberate sounds, suggesting a solitary, spectral figure pacing through the empty halls of the centuries-old monastery, navigating the labyrinthine corridors and shadowed chapels. Visitors often describe an unnerving sensation, a palpable awareness of being watched from the deepest, darkest nooks and crannies, where the light struggles to penetrate. The air, already heavy with the characteristic musty scent of ancient stone and the briny tang of the surrounding sea, is occasionally pierced by an inexplicable, sweet, or sometimes cloying aroma that has no discernible source. It's a scent out of time, a fleeting whisper of a life once lived within these hallowed, yet haunted, confines. This blend of auditory and olfactory apparitions creates an indelible sense of mystery, making Mont Saint-Michel not just a historical marvel, but a chilling testament to the unseen energies that linger on its isolated shores. 13. Hôtel Crillon, Paris. The whispering winds of ancient battlements and the mournful echoes of a sea-lapped monastery fade, only to be replaced by faint, ethereal giggles echoing through opulent halls, a sound utterly out of place in the lavish confines of our next destination. Located in the heart of glamorous Paris, the Hôtel Crillon stands as a beacon of luxury, yet beneath its gilded facade lies a profound, unexplained chill. guests and staff alike have reported inexplicable cold spots that materialize without warning in the most sumptuously appointed rooms. A sudden, piercing cold that seems to seep into one's bones, defying the consistent warmth of the grand interiors. It's a temperature drop so precise, so isolated, it feels less like a draft and more like an unseen entity drawing all warmth into itself. Beyond this icy embrace, and there's the delicate, haunting scent of an antique perfume. An aroma not of modern elegance, but of a bygone era. It drifts through corridors and lingers in private suites. A fragrant whisper of a sophisticated lady from centuries past who perhaps never truly checked out. This fleeting, floral essence often precedes or accompanies the most unnerving phenomenon, a soft, almost playful, yet deeply unsettling titter. This faint, ghostly laughter resonates from empty hallways, bouncing off crystal chandeliers and polished marble, a sound that promises no mirth but only a profound sense of intrusion and lingering presence. It's the silent witness to an unseen ballet of specters, a subtle yet pervasive reminder that in this grand Parisian palace, you are never truly alone. 12. Brocéliande Forest, Brittany. If the echoes of human solitude still linger on the ancient bridge, then our next destination plunges us into an older, deeper silence, one shrouded in an enduring, mystic fog. Brocéliande, the legendary forest in Brittany, guards its secrets with an eerie, primal atmosphere. Here, the fog doesn't merely settle, it clings to every ancient oak and gnarled branch, a thick, gloomy shroud that can descend even in the light of day, transforming familiar paths into disorienting labyrinths. Venturing deeper, the air grows heavy, pressing in on you, making each breath feel labored as if an unseen, ancient energy is drawing it from your lungs. The rustling of leaves becomes unnerving, not the gentle whisper of the wind, but an irregular, almost deliberate shiver that seems to follow you, a chorus of unseen presences. Every shadow appears to writhe, every twisted root an ancient hand reaching out. There's a profound, chilling sense of being watched from within the impenetrable depths, a feeling of unease that permeates the very soil beneath your feet. This is more than just a forest, it's a living, breathing entity, saturated with centuries of forgotten magic and lingering spirit, leaving anyone who dares to enter with a profound, unsettling sense of its ancient, unknowable power. 11. Pont Saint-Bénézet Avignon Bridge, Avignon. As the unnatural rustling of Brocéliande's ancient trees fades, we bridge the gap to a different kind of haunting, one carried on the currents of time and water. The Pont Saint-Bénézet, or Avignon Bridge, now stands as a hauntingly beautiful fragment, a testament to time's relentless march. Yet its crumbling arches and segments plunging into the Rhône River are far from silent. There's an inexplicable chill that clings to the air, particularly over the collapsed sections and near the water's surface, a cold that pierces deeper than any mere river breeze. It's a bone-deep cold, almost as if the very stones weep a frigid despair that seeps into your bones. Regardless of the warmth of the sun, listen closely, and the gentle lapping of the river below transforms. It ceases to be just the sound of nature. Instead, it becomes a chorus of faint, ethereal whispers, a soft, beckoning murmur that seems to call out from the depths. This isn't the playful gurgle of a stream, but a solemn, almost melancholic dialogue carried on the currents, hinting at stories untold and destinies unfulfilled, a siren song for the melancholic. Even when tourists throng its remaining length, a profound sense of isolation descends upon you, an overwhelming emptiness that defies the bustling crowds. It's as if a veil of profound loneliness envelops this ancient structure, a palpable aura of solitude that makes you feel utterly alone. The atmosphere is dense with unseen narratives, heavy with the phantom weight of countless feet that once danced across its spans, now echoing only in the mind's ear. This isn't just a bridge, it's a threshold to a profound, melancholic haunting, where the past never truly recedes with the tide, leaving an indelible mark on the present. The whispers carried on the ancient winds may fade, but at our next destination, a different kind of sound echoes through the stone halls, the dragging of chains. 10. Château de Combourg. Brittany. Welcome to Château de Combourg. Brittany, a formidable fortress that stands as a stark testament to centuries of haunting. Unlike the fleeting sensations we've encountered, the spectral residents here have left indelible marks on history. Witnessed by some of France's most esteemed figures, it was within these very walls that the renowned writer François-René de Chateaubriand, who spent part of his youth here, vividly documented his chilling experiences in his personal diaries. He described an inexplicable coldness permeating certain chambers and, most famously, Montboulou, the unmistakable sound of ghostly footsteps accompanied by the dragging of chains, the signature of Maître Jean, the castle's legendary wooden-legged ghost. This isn't merely a literary flourish. The presence of Maître Jean, believed to be the spirit of a former count or guardian whose life ended tragically within the chateau, has been consistently reported. Chateaubriand's accounts were echoed and reinforced by the castle's 19th-century caretakers, who, often with trepidation, recounted numerous sightings of shadowy figures and a myriad of other inexplicable noises. Why does Maître Jean persist? Legend holds that he roams the castle, perpetually searching for something lost or perhaps guarding a secret buried deep within its foundations. The chilling consistency of these reports, spanning generations and attested by both a literary giant and humble servants, lends an undeniable weight to the spectral activity, transforming atmospheric dread into a verified historical haunting that continues to grip visitors to this day. So 9. Père Lachaise Cemetery. Paris. The whispers in the old walls slowly fade, giving way to the faint murmurs echoing through our next destination, Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris. This isn't just a tranquil resting place for France's most illustrious figures. It's a bustling hub of paranormal activity, consistently verified by countless visitors and even its own dedicated staff. Many have recounted chilling encounters, speaking of seeing the spectral figure of rock legend Jim Morrison sitting silently by his grave, a melancholic guardian of his own eternal sleep. Others have claimed to feel the intense, almost tangible presence of Oscar Wilde, his poetic wit perhaps still lingering in the air, creating a profound emotional shift in those who approach his tomb. The why behind these persistent hauntings lies deep within the hallowed grounds themselves. Père Lachaise is a vast necropolis, home to the remains of millions, each carrying a unique story, an emotional imprint on the very earth. The sheer concentration of human lives, dreams, and tragedies compressed into this space creates an undeniable reservoir of spiritual energy, a silent hum of the past. Security personnel, whose shifts stretch into the eerie quiet of the night, frequently report inexplicable phenomena. They speak of flickering lights in locked mausoleums, doors creaking open and shut without a breeze, and disembodied whispers that seem to swirl through the ancient trees when no one else is around. It's as if the departed refuse to truly leave, their essences woven into the very fabric of this iconic, yet profoundly unsettling, Parisian landmark, Every rustle of leaves, every fleeting shadow, and could be a fleeting glimpse of a soul still bound to its earthly resting place. 8. Palais Garnier. Paris Opera House, Paris. The whispers within old walls gradually fade, giving way to the heavy footsteps echoing from the next basement or perhaps a grander stage. Palais Garnier, the resplendent Paris Opera House, is not merely an architectural marvel. It is the legendary home of the Phantom of the Opera, Eric. For generations, this opulent venue has been plagued by eerie occurrences that extend beyond the realm of fiction. Numerous theater workers have reported the unmistakable presence of a cloaked man, a shadowy figure often seen gliding through the dimly lit basement hallways, disappearing into the labyrinthine catacombs beneath the stage. Audience members wanting to have described unsettling sightings in the highest balconies, a fleeting glimpse of a silhouette that vanishes as quickly as it appears. The haunting is further validated by recurring auditory phenomena. When the Grand Theatre is deserted, its vast halls are sometimes filled with an ethereal, disembodied singing, a haunting melody that resonates from unseen corners, a testament to the Phantom's enduring presence and his tragic love for music. These consistent reports from both staff and visitors provide compelling social proof, cementing the Palais Garnier's reputation as a truly haunted locale. The why behind these spectral manifestations lies in the long-held belief that Eric, a disfigured genius who once found refuge in the opera house's hidden depths, continues to roam its hallowed grounds, his passion and sorrow echoing through eternity. 7. Domaine de Bois-Helland, Normandy. If the haunting melodies of the Opera Garnier lingered in your mind, prepare now for a different, far more heartbreaking symphony of the supernatural. We journey from the grand stage to the isolated, sorrow-laden halls of Domaine de Bois-Helland in Normandy. An ancient estate that isn't merely old. It is a profound echo chamber of past sorrows, where tragedy has carved an indelible mark into the very fabric of its existence. Here, the ethereal presence of a white lady has been consistently observed, frequently materializing at the tower windows under the cloak of night, her form a shimmering, melancholic silhouette against the dark, inviting speculation and dread. This isn't just a tale whispered among locals. Her spectral appearances have been meticulously documented by experienced paranormal investigators who have conducted extensive research on the property, alongside the unnerved testimonies of the current owners of the domain. They attest to her regular, yet profoundly sorrowful visitations, a silent sentinel gazing out into the impenetrable darkness, a phantom waiting for something or someone. But the White Lady is far from alone in her haunting vigil. Adding another chilling layer to the domain's spectral narrative, numerous independent witnesses have reported hearing the distinct, heart-wrenching cries of children echoing from the seemingly empty rooms and deserted corridors. These aren't fleeting whispers easily dismissed. They are clear, undeniable sounds of profound distress and desperate longing, resonating through the ancient stone walls, seemingly oblivious to the passage of time. While specific historical records detailing the exact tragedy have faded into obscurity, the consistent nature and emotional intensity of these phenomena point to a deep-seated, agonizing past. Many believe the White Lady is the tormented spirit of a mother who suffered an unimaginable loss within these very walls. Perhaps separated from her children by a tragic accident, a devastating illness, or even a more sinister act centuries ago. Her mournful presence, coupled with the persistent, palpable cries of children, serves as a haunting testament to an unendurable grief, a sorrow so potent it continues to manifest, endlessly seeking solace that can never be found. This palpable aura of perpetual sorrow and unresolved anguish firmly establishes Domaine de Bois-Helland as one of France's most tragically haunted and deeply unsettling locations. 6. Château de Puymartin, Dordogne. If the previous tale introduced a spectral white lady witnessed by a select few, our next destination presents a similar, yet far more widely acknowledged presence. Nestled in the picturesque heart of Dordogne, the imposing Château de Puymartin is a place where the line between legend and reality blurs, primarily due to its enduring resident apparition, La Dame Blanche, the White Lady. This isn't merely a folklore passed down through generations. Her appearances are an ongoing phenomenon, consistently reported by those who intimately know and visit the ancient castle. For decades, the chilling stories have persisted, made all the more credible by first-hand accounts from reliable witnesses. Monsieur Jean-Pierre, the dedicated castle manager, has himself encountered her on numerous occasions. He vividly recounts seeing her distinct, ethereal form materializing on the grand balconies, often bathed in a soft, internal luminescence, and gracefully gliding through the ancient, echoing hallways. Her presence, he notes, is always accompanied by an undeniable drop in temperature and an unsettling sense of profound sadness or longing. It's not just the long-term staff who bear witness. Countless visitors, unaware of the castle's ghostly reputation, have also reported unsettling experiences that defy rational explanation. Many speak of noticing inexplicable lights flickering in unoccupied rooms during twilight hours, or feeling a distinct, invisible force gently, yet unmistakably pushing them as they traverse certain cobblestone sections of the castle, particularly near the older turrets. These recurring phenomena, from the manager's clear sightings to the sudden, inexplicable physical sensations felt by tourists, contribute to Puymartin's formidable reputation as a truly haunted site. The why behind her haunting remains shrouded in mystery, yet her persistent witnessed presence makes her one of France's most compelling spectral inhabitants, leaving a profound and often terrifying impression on all who cross her path. 5. Auberge Rouge, the Red Inn, Peyrebeille, Ariège. If the previous tales of spectral ladies and unexplained phenomena left you with a chilling unease, prepare yourself. For our next destination dives into the depths of human depravity, a place where the true horror wasn't born of the supernatural, but of cold-blooded, calculated evil. The Auberge Rouge, or the Red Inn, nestled in the secluded landscape of Peyrebeille. Ariège isn't just a legend whispered in hushed tones, it's a stark, blood-soaked chapter in French history that continues to haunt the collective memory. Between 1831 and 1833, this seemingly innocuous roadside inn became a veritable slaughterhouse, run by its proprietor, Pierre Martin, his wife, and their son. This family orchestrated a horrific spree of at least 50 documented murders, systematically targeting wealthy travelers who sought a night's rest on their journeys. Victims, often weary and unsuspecting, were typically poisoned with arsenic-laced food or brutally killed in their sleep. Their trust betrayed in the most gruesome manner imaginable within the very walls meant to offer sanctuary. After their demise, their bodies were callously stripped of valuables, their possessions stolen, and then disposed of, often dumped into the cold, unforgiving waters of the nearby Loire River, washing away the physical evidence but never the spiritual stain. The true scale of their depravity might never be fully known, as countless other travelers simply vanished without a trace during that dark period, presumed to be among the Martins' countless victims. It wasn't until the family's eventual capture and public execution in 1833 that the full, horrifying extent of their crimes came to light, sending shockwaves across France and etching the name Auberge Rouge into infamy. To this day, the inn and its surroundings are believed to be heavily haunted, not by ancient spirits, but by the tormented souls of those 50-plus innocent travelers. Forever trapped, their cries for justice echoing through the desolate inn, forever stained with their blood and the unspeakable evil committed there. Fougeret, Château de Chateaubriand. Loire-Atlantique, if the brutal mass deaths of the Auberge Rouge left you gasping, our next stop, Château de Chateaubriand, will chill you with a more intimate, yet equally heinous tragedy, a tale of royal betrayal, jealous rage, and a spirit forever bound by a single dark night. Within the ancient stone walls of this Loire-Atlantique fortress lingers the sorrowful specter of Françoise de Foix, once the celebrated and envied mistress of King Francis I. Her story is not merely a legend, but a heartbreaking testament to the perilous world of courtly love and the unforgiving savagery of a spurned husband. After the king's passionate affections waned and he callously abandoned her for another, Françoise was left utterly vulnerable to the festering wrath of her own spouse, Jean de Laval, consumed by a tormenting cocktail of humiliation, bitterness, and a vengeful thirst for retribution against the woman who had shamed him. Jean de Laval is said to have subjected his wife to a horrific ordeal. On the fateful night of October 16, 1537, a date now etched into the castle's dark lore, he allegedly tortured and brutally murdered Françoise within these very chambers. The opulent castle, once a vibrant hub of power and romance, transformed into a silent, stone witness to an unspeakable crime, soaking up every scream and tear. Legend holds that Françoise's anguished spirit, unable to find peace after such an unjust and violent end, continues to roam the castle's ancient corridors. She is most often sighted, or rather, felt, on the anniversary of her death, as if reliving her final agonizing moments. Visitors and castle staff have frequently reported inexplicable and sudden drops in temperature. The faint, disembodied moans of a woman in distress, and even the fleeting, translucent glimpse of a spectral figure, draped in the fashion of a bygone era, gliding silently through the shadowed halls. The heavy, melancholic atmosphere within Chateaubriand is a constant, palpable reminder of Françoise's tragic end, a chilling echo of a past where love morphed into fatal obsession, leaving behind an indelible mark of sorrow and a restless ghost perpetually seeking justice and solace. 3. Le Catacombes de Paris. Père. If the previous tales chilled you with specific acts of cruelty, our next destination presents a horror on a scale almost unimaginable. Not a story of a single ghost, but of millions. The Paris catacombs are not merely a haunted legend. They are a chilling, tangible reality etched deep beneath the bustling city. This vast underground ossuary serves as the final resting place for an estimated 6 million Parisian souls. Their remains meticulously stacked and arranged from the 18th century onwards. The monumental transfer of bones was a desperate measure, implemented to alleviate the overflowing cemeteries strained by centuries of plague, famine, and war, compelling the relocation of countless bodies under the shroud of night. One can only begin to comprehend the immense despair, the profound fear, and the agonizing suffering of those who perished during such devastating times, their final moments of terror and desperation now forming an indelible echo within these labyrinthine tunnels. It's within this immense necropolis that the true, visceral terror lies. The sheer density of death, layer upon layer of human remain, creates an oppressive, almost suffocating atmosphere unlike any other. Beyond the historical tragedy of their original occupants, the catacombs hold their own contemporary dangers, feeding the pervasive sense of dread. Numerous unauthorized explorers, known colloquially as cataphiles, have ventured into the restricted and often unmapped sections of this sprawling underground maze over the years. Many have reportedly gotten hopelessly lost, disappearing without a trace, or even meeting their untimely demise in the pitch-black, unclaustrophobic, and disorienting passages. Their tragic fates only add to the morbid tapestry, weaving fresh and unsettling layers of terror into a place already saturated with centuries of death, sorrow, and forgotten history. The whispers you might hear down there are not merely the wind playing tricks, but perhaps the collective sigh of 6 million souls, forever trapped beneath the city of lights, each with a story of suffering etched into the very bones that line these cold, damp walls, searching endlessly for an exit that never comes. 2. Château de Brissac, Maine-et-Loire. From mysteries that haven't even spanned a century, we now leap back further in time to where a curse has resonated for hundreds of years, echoing through the grand halls of Château de Brissac in Maine-et-Loire. This magnificent castle is inextricably linked with the tormented spirit of Charlotte de Brissac, famously known as the Green Lady, La Dame Verte. The why behind her eternal haunting is a tale steeped in passion, betrayal, and a brutal act of violence that forever stained the castle's history. In the 15th century, around the year 1462, Charlotte de Brissac was discovered by her husband, Jacques de Brissac, in the arms of her lover. Overcome by a furious rage and an agonizing sense of betrayal, Jacques committed a horrific act. He brutally murdered both Charlotte and her secret paramour. The bodies of the ill-fated lovers were not given a proper burial. Instead, when they were reportedly interred within the very foundations of the castle, their final resting place a silent testament to a crime of passion. It is this violent, unjust end that binds Charlotte's spirit to Brissac. Her restless ghost, often seen in a distinctive green dress, is said to wander the castle's rooms and corridors, a spectral figure perpetually reliving her final, terrifying moments. Visitors and residents alike have reported sudden, inexplicable drops in temperature, the faint sound of a woman's melancholic sighs, and an overwhelming sense of profound sadness and sorrow that permeates the air, a direct emanation from the tragic demise of the beautiful Charlotte. Her presence serves as a chilling, timeless reminder of the dark deeds hidden within its ancient walls. 1 Château de Fougeret, Vienne. If the previous tragedies have sent shivers down your spine, brace yourself, for we now confront the undisputed pinnacle of terror in France, a place where history's wounds remain terrifyingly fresh. Château de Fougeret en Vienne doesn't just whisper tales of the past, it screams with centuries of accumulated suffering and death. This ancient fortress is widely regarded as one of France's most intensely haunted locations, a veritable magnet for tormented souls who met their end within its thick stone walls. The list of tragedies here is chillingly long and varied, painting a grim tapestry of human suffering. In 1900, a housekeeper named Marie died under profoundly mysterious circumstances, her restless spirit reportedly seen and felt throughout the castle, an enduring echo of her unexplained demise. Before her, the imposing specter of a medieval knight has been frequently witnessed, clad in ancient armor, his stoic presence casting a heavy, cold weight. Even further back, the castle witnessed the horrific ravages of the Black Death. A young girl, a tragic victim of the plague in 1347, is said to wander its desolate halls, Her mournful cries carried on the ancient drafts. Beyond these distinctly named spirits, Château de Fougeret holds the somber memory of countless others, hundreds of victims from brutal wars, devastating sieges, and recurring epidemics that swept through the region. This sheer volume of violent and tragic deaths across so many centuries has imbued Fougeret with an overwhelming, palpable negative energy that clings to every shadow. Visitors and paranormal investigators consistently report extreme phenomena, sudden, drastic temperature drops that defy explanation, disembodied voices whispering from empty corridors, chilling physical touches by unseen hands, and the pervasive, unnerving sensation of being watched by myriad unseen eyes. It is a place where the veil between worlds seems perilously thin, and the past is not merely remembered but actively relived by its countless ghostly inhabitants, making it a truly unforgettable and terrifying experience for anyone who dares to cross its threshold. And that brings us to the end of our chilling journey through some of the most terrifying places on Earth. It truly makes you wonder just how many dark secrets our world holds. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 15 locations would you dare to spend a night in? Or have you visited one? Let us know in the comments below. Join us next week as we explore the unsettling stories behind some of the world's most cursed artifacts. Until then, stay in the light